really important to me that those kids have opportunities and realize what they can achieve. And I think sports is just like the best way to do that.
All right, so I've got a special treat for you guys today. Got Kevin Filiberto. Is actually one of the loan officers with Movement Mortgage here in Lynchburg. And Kevin, first of all, welcome to the show. Got to ask you, what did you have for breakfast this morning?
I had a waffle, just a little frozen waffle. Yeah,
frozen waffle.
Yeah. I'm usually 2 slices of toast and fruit every day, and we were all out of bread this morning. So I
spoken like a true father of 2 young children. Yeah. It's whatever you could grab.
Yeah. I did steal my daughter's toast and waffle this morning, but we got more. So
awesome. So Kevin, the reason that I wanted to have you on with that is for all those that you right now are watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify, iTunes, anything with that. A lot of you guys are probably starting the new year off and you're trying to figure out, hey, what are some different ways that I can maybe, move myself forward, save some money, do some things differently. And since I'm the mountain money man, it makes sense that I try to find one of those easy resources of where can we find money. The great thing is, Kevin helps people find money every day, or help them find the home of their dreams that their real estate agent has helped them find as well. So, Kevin, what actually originally brought you to the Lynchburg area?
So, I have a real typical moving to Lynchburg story, which was I came down here from New York for school. I went to Liberty University. Found a great girl, we got married, and we decided we really like Lynchburg, and we decided to plant our roots here. So we both went to Liberty. We graduated in 2000. I graduated in 2013. My wife graduated a couple years later, and then since then, we've got 2 kids. Brought my parents. They moved down here. My sister moved down here. So we were kind of all just setting up a little foundation here.
Everybody exit New York. Don't worry about it. Get out. Come down here. It's way better.
Yeah. The way we were really attracted to the life speed down here compared to New York, and so it's been a really nice fit.
I was telling someone actually this morning. So we were here. Went down to Orlando for 4 years, came back, and they said, "How's everything going?" I said, "I'm so happy with the difference of pace of life." Yeah. It's just a different thing when you come back. It's not that it's a bad thing. It's just that it's a slower, you get to enjoy everything in the moment with that. So you came to Lynchburg school, wound up sticking around and staying with that. But, last year you got started up with Movement Mortgage.
Yep.
With that. And that's how I met you when I stopped by to say hello to Will Looper and say, hey, I'm back with that. And he's like, you need to meet Kevin. So what got you over at Movement?
Yeah, so I actually started out as a teacher when I first came down here to Lynchburg. I was taught for a couple years, or a while actually, and I really just wasn't the right fit for me. I love teaching, I love the aspect, I love working with kids, but I just knew I wasn't going to make it as a teacher long term. I was in a middle school, and that's probably part of the problem is, you really should only be in middle school for 3 years of your life, and that's when you're in middle school. And so doing it every day was tough. And so I started exploring. I went back to school and I looking at some new options. And I had an uncle and a really good friend of mine who were both in the mortgage industry, and they kind of just encouraged me to just dive in. They thought, you have a really good fit for it. I think you'd like it. I think you'd really enjoy it. So I started looking into it, and then I thought, I do think it'll be a good fit, and I kind of just dove headfirst into it. And Will got a hold of me and wanted to get to know me and met me and made me an offer, and I was super excited to join his team. So yeah, it was really fun.
What you're doing every day, you make it look easy, but it's complicated. I used to have my mortgage loan originator license, and I would tell people that's not for the amateurs. You need somebody that's doing it every single day and is keeping up with it, not somebody that's just licensed and could do it, but they're paying attention with that. So you changed entire career focuses from education into helping people. Well, you're still educating, right? You're still educating with options. In fact, I know you hosted a workshop not long ago, helping people with information on first-time home buyers. Yeah. I've done a couple of those. I've done one for helping people build up their credit. I think one of my biggest strengths in this is that I do still have that educator mindset where I'm just trying to explain the process out. I want everyone to be comfortable with it, no matter where they are, whether it's like their first time buying a house or they're ready to upgrade or downgrade or whatever. I want them to understand what their options are and make sure they're really comfortable moving forward in every step of the process. And so I think that carries over well from my teaching days. I know from when I've bought a house in the past that when you're going through that, it's really easy to feel lost. It's overwhelming. It's so much paperwork, and now everything's electronic, so you don't really feel the paperwork as much. Yeah. But when you're going through, you need somebody that's helping kind of guide you through, so that you know what are the things I'm missing, or what are the things I need to be aware of. So I can appreciate that you guys try to educate on the front end before you're in the process, because that way you don't have somebody that goes out and they look and they find their dream house. You've probably done this. You found your dream house, and then you went to do it, and you realized, wait a second, I don't have money. Or how do I go get money? And then your house is gone. So the housing market right now, it lists and it's gone.
Yeah.
So it's important for people to get in touch with you beforehand, right?
Yeah, I've said it a lot of times, and I've had so many scenarios where someone is calling me and they're like, hey, we found our house, we want to buy it. And I'm like, all right, well, we've got a lot of work to do tonight then, because there's a lot of things that need to get done. And so if you can reach out to somebody and talk to somebody before you find the home of your dreams and you start to get all excited, it goes a long way to when you find that house, you're already prepared, and you can just start moving along with the process really smoothly. So we always try to do that up front, make sure everyone knows the expectations, get everyone on the same page right from the beginning, and it makes the whole process go a lot smoother.
So what are some of the biggest challenges that you see right now? I mean, the market, if you looked at it on paper, is primed for people to be buying houses. We've got low rates. We've got a lot of things working in our favor. But what are some of the biggest challenges you see for people that are trying to come to the table and meet with you now?
Yeah, right now there's a big issue. One of the big issues in our area, at least, and I think it's kind of bigger than our area, is just the housing shortage. There's not a lot of homes on the market for people to buy. So it's important for them to be prepared, know their numbers, and know what they want their top offer to be. So that way, when they do find a house, they know exactly what they're comfortable making that payment and how much they want to put down and everything else. So it's really important they get that figured out ahead of time. Another big challenge we've had is with COVID. I'm sure that's kind of like always what's going on, but people that were laid off or furloughed, it affects their income. And so that's been a big, it has a big drop in their year-to-date income. So it's hard for us to calculate where they're at and making sure they can still qualify if they're back to full-time and things like that. That's been a really big challenge as well.
Wow. So obviously, it's affected people across the board in lots of different ways. So I can imagine that you've got people anxiously awaiting, get me the approval and get everything done with all that's going on. So what are some of the opportunities that you see that are unique for you or Movement Mortgage to help people out when it comes to their mortgage?
Yeah, I mean, if you have a steady job, if your job has remained consistent, I mean, that was just such a good time to either be in the home buying market or refinancing, because of everything that else is going on. The way it's kind of shaken down to this industry is the mortgage rates have just hit these incredible lows, and it's really unbelievable. And I mean, I've heard an old rule of thumb was if you could save 0.5% of your interest rate on a mortgage, that's a good time to refinance. And right now we're dropping like a full point, and it's been easy to get lower. We've had people drop 2 points off their interest rate. So it's really a great time to refinance. It's a great time to be borrowing money on a mortgage, to be taking out a house. Your payments go a lot further when your interest rate is going to be as low as it is right now. So there's a lot of opportunities. Plus, a lot of states cut back their first-time homebuyer programs and their no money down options, but Virginia really hasn't. We still have a lot of great first-time homebuyer options and no money down options. So there is still a lot of opportunity out there.
Yeah, it gives you room to be able to look and try to make decisions. But you've got to be proactive.
Yeah. Exactly.
So if you don't know, or if you're not working with a lender that can help you out with trying to find what are all of those things on the table, you could wind up paying a lot more money for the exact same house. With that. So as you've transitioned from education into the mortgage industry, what have been some of the relationships that have been most important to you to help you along that process?
Yeah, definitely. The relationships I've built with my clients is probably my favorite one. I really enjoy getting to walk them through that process of either buying a new house or their first house, or just refinancing and seeing how much they can save. And now that's extra money they have every month they can go do something else with or put it away or whatever. I've really enjoyed those relationships. I feel like I'm making really long-term friendships with my clients, which is awesome. And I really appreciate a lot of them have, given me great reviews and referred me to other people, which just feels so nice to know that like they trust me with this huge financial decision. Because most of the time, if you're buying a house, it's the biggest financial decision that you have made. And so I'm really grateful that they're trusting me to walk them through that process. I'm also really supportive of the relationships I've made with just like other referral partners and the realtors I've gotten to work with and things like that. I've made some great friends already, and so it means a lot to me that they've trusted me with their clients as well.
Yeah, I enjoy watching your online presence between you and Will to see whose family affair of things with your wives helping out are going to have the best new home buyer, kit. So you guys keep up that friendly competition with that. Your wives are both very busy, so thank you to the wives with
Definitely,
that.
thank you to the wives.
But when we're looking right now, you said hey. It's a good time to look at what's going on. It might make sense for you to refinance. You can take advantage of really low rates if you've got a good steady income, you've got things going on. Maybe you're that person that you're looking to buy for the first time. What would you say is your number one tip that you would tell that person that's listening or watching to be aware of?
Yeah, the number one tip I would give to somebody is I would say start preparing as if you are definitely going to buy a home. If you're on the fence about it and you're not sure and you want to start looking, I would say start preparing for it now, because once you start looking into it, I think a lot of people realize, oh, this is actually possible and I can get that house that I really wanted. And instead of paying like maybe a landlord's mortgage, I can start paying my own and really start building up that long-term wealth by investing in myself. And so I would say start preparing for it, start putting a little bit of extra money away so you have some money for either down payment or closing cost, and start, paying down your credit cards and things like that so you free up some room in your debts that you're paying each month. And then once you start looking into it, I think you'll be very excited and pleasantly surprised with how far your money can go. So I would just say start preparing, start saving some money and getting yourself ready to move forward with it.
Now, this is a question I ask every week as we do this. What's the biggest impact you want to be remembered for making in this community?
I coached for a long time here when I was a teacher with the Lynchburg City Schools, and I love the impact I've been able to have on my old student athletes. I run into them in the community, and they'll run up and they say hi, and to me that's like a huge thing. And so it's not even close to my current job, but I do want to always stay involved in the local sports, the local youth sports specifically. Maybe I don't know if I want to keep coaching or go back to coaching when COVID ends or we have, the procedures we need to have. But I really want to be able to continue to have an impact on the youth sports in this area. It's really important to me that those kids have opportunities and realize what they can achieve. And I think sports is just like the best way to do that. They learn about themselves. And so I'd like to continue to have an impact in that area.
I think that's a great avenue to try to help and make a difference. And it's something that has lasting effects.
Yeah.
That they can give back to the community, or they can go out into other communities in the future, and they have that strong base to be able to reference back to. So for somebody that's looking to get more information, where can they find you on social media, Facebook, Instagram? What's the best way to stay up with you?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook is just my name, Kevin Filiberto, and then I have a page for my business. And then Instagram, I believe it's Kevin M. Filiberto, but again, just my name. And then if you have any questions, you can get a hold of me there or just reach out. My phone number is 631-377-1876. I'd be happy to answer any questions, just kind of give you an overview of the process if you'd like one, or just help you out any way I can.
So those should have dropped below as he was saying those for your reference. I've also got them in the show notes that'll be down below on YouTube or on your favorite podcast platform. So Kevin, thanks so much for joining us today. And until next time, this is the Mountain Money Man signing off.
Thank you.